Okay, just a quick update. I had almost thought I was done when I was doing my jumbo crown install, and that would have been the last piece. I should know at this point, but after I installed it and testing it out, I noticed that as I was turning the bezel, every click would make the inner chapter ring here, as you see in silver, move. I was like, God damn it. I always knew that was a problem, because a potential problem, because this chapter ring, a lot of the aftermarket ones, they don't have a notch to fit into the actually the notch inside the back of the inside the case. You see right in there. Usually the one from Seiko that you would get would have a little plastic piece that slots right into there, keep it centered. But as you know, there's some give on that, so that's why it's not all chapter rings. A lot of times they're slightly misaligned out of the box from the factory. But anyways, as far as I know, most aftermarket chapter rings do not have that I guess notch to fit in there, to slot into there. At least that's been my experience with the Yobokies ones, which I had last time with the Seiko Turtle, which I modded before, and it wasn't a problem. It just fit right in. You just move it into place, and it held in place after I put it all together. It didn't shift. But this one was a bit looser, and I pushed the crystal down as much as possible, but there's still a little bit of play, so it just didn't sit and hold firmly. So that's why it kept moving around. Even after I installed the movement from behind, there wasn't enough there to sandwich it in place. Anyways, trying to keep this short, I had to find a way to secure this, and basically I didn't want to have anything too permanent like crazy glue. That would have been pretty, that would have held it with minimum effort. I just put some right around there, or some other spots perhaps, but I was worried about the fumes sticking onto potential fingerprints or any place that might have something on the surface that will allow, you know, crazy glue fumes to adhere to and show up. But my experience, I've been pretty good with all-purpose Elmer's glue. I know it sounds kind of funny, but that white glue that you use for school, it actually has quite a strong bond once you allow it to properly cure and really bond to the material, and provided you don't put it through too much stress of super heat or wetness and major vibration. It should hold just fine, and I think a piece like this inside here wouldn't be subjected too much. But I did manage to, once I set it in place, I carefully applied it with some toothpick to this spot, and just kind of roughly around the edges. You can kind of see hints of it, and just let it dry. And you know, it doesn't take too long when the application isn't super heavy also, and this thing really set, and it's not going to go anywhere. And I think if you know the glue, once it dries, you know, it's hard. It does have some bit of flexibility to it. So I think this would be fine, because actually I had tried to do this with everything together, and I thought it was set, and it actually set faster than I thought, and it really held the chapter ring in place to the point where, unfortunately, I had to resort to, after a while struggling, just to try to shift the chapter ring back into place, because it had moved after I had set it, put some glue on. Somehow it moved. It was just off, and I was like, God dang it. So eventually I had to pop off the dome crystal and pull out the inner chapter ring, clean off the glue from there in the inside of the watch case, and reapply it. So yeah, this was 2 times that I actually basically tried to glue and fix the chapter ring in place. Now it's set. It shouldn't be going anywhere. And that's that. So if you ever encounter something like this, you want a decent way to hold it, I suggest using Elmer's glue, actually. Even though crazy glue would be probably technically stronger with less. I just worry about the fumes from the crazy glue and it possibly being too permanent. You know, this, with enough effort, it'll peel off. But other than that, it holds really well. And so yeah, that's basically it. And so minor setback, but you know, to be honest, that gave me a chance to remove the movement, obviously, and paint the second hand. It was silver with a black end, black rear, you know, balancing end, but with the silver, you know, tip, or at least the majority of it. I always thought that this could have used a little extra color, so I decided and always wanted to paint it blue, and that's what I did. So I think it'll look pretty good, and I'll show that again in another video. Alright, that's it. Just wanted to point out a little mistake. Not really a mistake, but something that I had to fix, because that inner chapter ring was just not holding. It kept shifting and rotating around just by force. You know, you can either move it left or right, or, you know, tilt it, or especially if you rotate the bezel, it'll send enough vibration through to kind of get to shimmy and rotate a bit, and that was not good. So now finally got that fixed, and hopefully I should be able to start putting everything back together soon. Alright, thanks.